Good morning, I'm Gary DeWaal, and this is Bridging the Week for June 18th to 22nd, and today is June 25th, 2018. Last week, the Bank of International Settlements strongly criticized cryptocurrencies, claiming that trust in digital tokens could disappear at any time because of the fragility of the decentralized consensus through which transactions are recorded. Moreover, BIS said that if cryptocurrencies are successful, their use could crash the internet. BIS contrasted the instability of cryptocurrencies with the general stability and global acceptance of fiat currencies and current payment mechanisms. Venezuelan bolivars, anyone? Separately, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission requested a federal appeals court to review and reverse a recent adverse decision against it, potentially undercutting its authority to bring fraud cases against persons transacting in commodities where no derivatives are involved, and even where leveraged commodity transactions involving retail persons are at play. I am off to Europe for business this week, and will take a few days off around July 4th to revisit the Rocky Mountains. So I can begin packing and not miss my first plane. Let's get started. In its 2018 annual report, the Bank of International Settlements expressed strong reservations regarding cryptocurrencies. This is because trust in cryptocurrencies, quote, could evaporate at any time, end of quote. Cryptocurrency technology is inefficient and requires significant energy use, and cryptocurrencies cannot scale in response to demand, are susceptible to congestion, and are subject to great price volatility. Notwithstanding, BIS indicated that blockchain technology could have, quote, promise in other applications, end of quote. BIS is an international financial organization based in Switzerland that is owned by 60 central banks worldwide. Its objective is to help central banks achieve monetary and financial stability and to serve as a bank for central banks and international organizations. According to BIS, fiat currencies, unlike cryptocurrencies, are generally widely trusted because of the role of central banks and their, quote, clear monetary policy and financial stability objectives, operational instrument and administrative independence, and democratic accountability so as to ensure broad-based political support and legitimacy, end of quote. BIS indicated that cryptocurrencies endeavor to promote trust by having a defined protocol that sets forth how participants can transact, by generating and maintaining on an ongoing basis a ledger that provides a record of all transactions, and by having a decentralized network that continually updates the ledger to reflect new transactions that comply with the defined protocol, in large part to avoid the double spending problem. However, said BIS, although it may be costly to create fake transactions involving cryptocurrencies on decentralized ledgers, it's not impossible. Moreover, cryptocurrencies do not scale like traditional fiat money. Indeed, said BIS, widespread use of decentralized blockchain technology could even cause the internet to stop functioning, as blockchains sit on top of and use the internet for their transactions. Finally, argues BIS, cryptocurrencies have quote-unquote unstable value because of the absence of a central issuer whose function is to promote the stability of the relevant currency. As a result, suggests BIS, trust in cryptocurrencies could disappear at any time. Wow, this is quite the attack. However, last time I looked at the back of my bills in my wallet, they said in God we trust, not in central banks or government. It's been quite some time since fiat currency was uniformly backed by gold or some other commodity. Today, fiat currency is only as good as the promises of the government behind it. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, as expected, filed a motion for expedited review of the decision of a U.S. District Court in California dismissing its enforcement action against Monex Deposit Company and other related defendants. Last year, the CFTC charged Monex with engaging in illegal off-exchange futures transactions because it entered into leverage transactions to retail persons without making actual delivery within 28 days, and with committing fraud relying on authority under the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act. The district court rejected the CFTC's legal theories, holding that actual delivery of precious metals and finance transactions to retail persons falls outside the CFTC's jurisdiction, where ownership of real metals is legally transferred to such persons within 28 days, even if the seller retains control over the commodities because of financing beyond 28 days. The court also held that the CFTC cannot use the prohibition against persons engaging in any manipulative or deceptive device or contrivance in connection with the sale of any commodity in interstate commerce, enacted as part of Dodd-Frank to prosecute acts of purported fraud, except in instances of fraud-based manipulation. In its motion, the CFTC said the district court was wrong on the law in its analysis of both provisions. The outcome of the CFTC appeal is not only important for the CFTC and Monex, but for other defendants in CFTC enforcement actions alleging fraud in connection with the sale of virtual currencies. This appeal is an important development to watch. And finally, the United States Supreme Court held that the appointment of Securities and Exchange Commission administrative law judges by staff and not by SEC commissioners violated the U.S. Constitution. This is because SEC ALJs have a continuing as opposed to occasional temporary position where they exercise significant discretion. Thus, under prior Supreme Court precedent, they are officers under the Constitution and not mere employees, and thus can be appointed to their positions solely by the President of the United States, courts of law, or heads of department. Specifically, 5 justices, in an opinion written by Justice Eleanor Kagan, joined in a decision holding that the SEC's appointment ALJs violated the so-called appointment clause of the U.S. Constitution. The court rejected the view that because all SEC ALJ decisions must be reviewed by the SEC commissioners, ALJs did not exercise discretion because they could not issue final decisions. The court held that ALJs exercised quote-unquote significant discretion. This case is interesting because it seems to open attack to prior ALJ decisions. Let's see what happens. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Bridging the Week. As always, there's more information in each article and more articles on the article version of Bridging the Week at www.bridgingtheweek.com. Check it out. I'm Gary DeWaal. Have a great next 3 weeks, and until the next edition of Bridging the Week on July 16th, ciao.